Hey there, YouTube. Petey Twofinger here. Most of my videos are me just talking, but sometimes I'll put some effort in. And the one thing that I made that I'm most proud of is called The Secret. The Secret is a challenging video. It lives on YouTube. It's a two-part video. Sometimes you'll find Vimeo won't let you watch the second part. Other times it'll come up just fine. YouTube completely banned it. The Secret is a challenging thing. You need to watch both parts. You can't fast forward it, and you need to pay attention. You can skip the intro, maybe, but it's a complicated story, and it goes where most conspiracy theory type movies or documentaries never go. It actually proves it. You get a reveal at the end. The secret's revealed. The government completely lied and went way out of their way with all kinds of money and manpower to create this whole other thing as a distraction to hide the truth. Hide the secret location, which is a hand of God, beautiful piece of land that I had heard rumors of its existence. I knew that FDR, who had started that's a president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he had done all of the federal forest preserve system. His wife was a naturalist, and he had started that because he had the Great Depression was going on. And they built this dam, and they called it Waterfall Glen. And this is at what later turned into Argonne National Laboratory, which was part of the Manhattan Project. And just down the road, they had Site M, which is called Red Gate Woods on Bluff Road in Willow Springs. Now, that was a site where they whipped up all the nasty stuff that they need to make an atomic bomb explode. Because this was, basically, this is going to be a long video. Einstein wrote a letter to FDR and said, look, this nuclear genie's out of the bottle. Somebody's going to build an atomic bomb, and it's more than likely going to be Hitler. And we need to beat him to it. We need to go 110% at this and build this bomb and show the world we are the nuclear superpower. And that's what happened. They had 3 locations working on the bomb. It was called the Manhattan Project. It went on 43 to 49 or something like that. It was maybe, I don't know, California, Mojave Desert or something, Nevada, I don't know. Chicago is what I know, University of Illinois, Chicago. And they had this Argonne National Laboratory, which is right down the street from where I live. And then that's where that Waterfall Glen is, where that real beautiful 600 or 300 species of flora and fauna live there, 600, that are like unique to that area. And they didn't want anybody coming in there and, drinking, stinking, cigarette butt, wrecking the place with their, Metallica rules, graffiti or whatever. So they built this huge dam and called it tried to make it look natural and made it an attraction. Now, this is also this particle accelerator, nuclear laboratory, Argonne National Laboratory, which that's Sawmill Creek. It's rumored that that's the water they use to cool the reactors. Just a lot of crazy stuff going through there, man. And as my father died, and I had heard rumors, there was a group who called themselves Broken Arrow. Their claims was the reason that they brought in city water. Everyone had well water. Was that the facility where they had whipped up the stuff, the atomic, the strontium, whatever it is, enriched the uranium to use in the bomb. They just, when they were done, they just kind of poured cement over the whole thing, and that had cracked. It's called Site M of the Manhattan Project. There was Site A and Site M, and Site M is the one by me, and that was leaking. So, yeah, my dad died of cancer when he was 43. He kind of got malpractice. This nurse shoved a tube and that caught on his false teeth, his bridge, and he choked to death. but he had cancer, and a lot of people in that area. It seemed to me. Today we lost Mark. My stepbrother passed away of cancer. He's 50, maybe. R.I.P. Mark. His father died of cancer. So just cancer here, there, cancer everywhere in that area. And the video, if you watch the video, how they called it the land of the healing waters, they said, oh, this was in Indian sacred ground. They brought in a guy to re-bless the land. And they set up these rocks in a formation that looked like a snake. They said that the rocks had been disturbed, and that's why it was cursed. And there was bad luck in the area. And they said, this is the land of the healing waters. This is what's in the newspaper. The land of the healing waters. But when you find out later, there's strontium-90 and tritium. That doesn't sound like healing to me. So I had found out some of this information. I was in that town hall meeting when I was 13, and the Broken Arrow guys stood up and started saying the truth. And I saw these guys in suits and the local police manhandle them and apprehend them and remove them from the public meeting. And like the 300 people in the town hall were just cool with it. So after my dad died, and I got on the internet and started finding out that they tested these wells and that they were hot, I thought for sure the story was, and from what I had heard from Broken Arrow, I remember getting letters from them, and my mom was like, those people want money, they're kooks, they're a bunch of hippies or something. And it just kind of seemed bizarre to me that the possibility seemed like it was there, that this was a reality, the way they brought in the city water and how the people were dying young, and then later on what I had read. So I made this video called The Secret. It has to do with all of this and a local scandal involving the police being corrupt. It's my proudest thing that I've done, The Secret. We also, for years, I looked for this waterfall location, and on my birthday we found it, and it's incredibly beautiful. So that is revealed at the end of The Secret, and I tried to show it to some people. A lot of people just looked at me with blank stares. I tried talking to people about this, and they just looked at me with blank stares. So anyway, today on my Facebook, John Belcher, a guy who lived in the area, a guy who's been in Sawmill Creek, and his father passed away at a young age. John Belcher posted a link to a Chicago Tribune article, which is 5 days old, which tells the whole story, except for the severity of it, which is that they've covered up. Because if you go back and try to look at this, there was supposedly going to be a $90 million cleanup in 1990, and I don't think that ever happened. I think it's all still there. It's still hot. So who knows? If you want to poke around and try to read some articles and educate yourself, if you live in the area, if you live in Willow Springs or around there, and you want to try to piece this together, if you know anybody who is involved in Broken Arrow, please comment so I can get in touch and learn more myself. Because I want to learn more about this. My father did die at the age of 43. In the meantime, I will leave you a link at the article of the Chicago Tribune. I'll leave the links for The Secret. You can check that out. I'm also going to be uploading The Secret to different locations. YouTube band that I'm going to try. They have other places now, and if Vimeo is going to be a stickler about it, I can find other places. Today I went on Vimeo, and the second part was gone, so I had to re-upload that. I mean, it's just YouTube just flat out banned it. So check out the Chicago Tribune article, and if you, like I said, if you've seen The Secret, if you followed the story, if you'd enjoyed it, or let's say you thought I was making it up, read the Tribune article, because everything I said is in there. It's all in there. It just doesn't say that there was a catastrophic, huge, massive leak, which is what I think really happened. And I whatever the level of it is, having strontium and tritium in your water, it doesn't matter how much it is. It's not good. So, whatever the facts may be, the story that I told, that I really tried to tell in The Secret, is 100% true. Everything in The Secret is in this Chicago Tribune article. There's a couple more things in the Chicago Tribune article I had never heard that were really scary. And then there's some stuff in The Secret that's not in the Chicago Tribune article. So I'd urge you to check this out. It's the best thing that I ever did. I really love the way it comes together at the end. I really love the way this thing ends. And I hate to say it, but it kind of deserves more than one viewing to absorb really the whole thing and how it comes together of what I'm saying in it. Because it just has to kind of do with truth and honesty and how important it is to be honest. It doesn't matter the level, but when you're on a governmental level and you're lying about stuff for no other reason than just because some money can be made. It's a lot of weird ethical stuff, and I tried to do the best I could to tell the story, and it is an incredible story, and it does sound like I'm making a lot of it up, but when you look at the Chicago Tribune article, it's going to start to come into focus for you pretty quickly that it's true. Anyway, you guys, good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. And peace.